Alright, we're back into it. So, the meeting will kind of commence with al-mutaqim kind of like sitting down. So, it was suggested to us that perhaps some of our kind could be involved in your group. Getting our wayward cousins back in order would be very helpful. We cannot all blame them for the usurper and his ways. Just because your sire is an awful diabolist does not mean all of you are at fault to it. There are many that are of fine lineage. And even us, in our group, we do have to say some of our lineage is less than well selected. Though interesting, I would say. As he kind of points towards Dawn to both insult and compliment you in the same sentence.
I'll take it. It's probably the best I'm going to get from him.
There are rumors that your group is oftentimes aligned with others that perhaps we would not prefer you to bring into the Camarilla. What does this mean? We have our alignments as we have our goals, and we can always shift alignments. Recently, things have been interesting, and perhaps our presence will be less that we will be as a clan, as a bloodline, unfortunately, be in your group, and more that as we, the sages, will be here to lead what remains of our siblings into a new light. We are technically of the same blood, but theirs is a tainted one, and they need to be brought back to a greater light. It's not an easy thing, looking for someone as the position of a Justicar. Currently, the one we have in charge of it is just a person that puts in and helps out. Fortunately, Miss Pinto was willing to stay with us. For now. What would you do with the current members? There are some that definitely would not seek kindly to your presence. It is a tough thing to see that, we have such hatred for us. But as you can see, there are those that have caused such trouble. We have heard of the rumors of Mr. Bell, who killed some of my new associate here, Nathan's clansmen, in a horrible act of terrorism. That's the word that the mortals use nowadays. Yes, terrorism. If it wasn't for a few hardliners that remained, I doubt any of the clan would have followed. All the rest would have followed Theo. So, what does this mean for us and them? It's hard to say. we have never been in a position to really lord over them. And unlike your clan and your wayward cousins who wish for your harm, we don't necessarily wish for the harm of our brethren. No, we wish for them to come back to a better light. It is different. Cock Robin's just gonna kind of like, as like in his unusual face, you know, he's gonna kind of like, you know, squint his eyes though, you know, like as if something that was very like rude was kind of brought up, I would say. I can check in with my associates, but I would not be against this possibility. The problem is that putting you in charge, in a way, is dangerous. We don't know how those under you would react. So perhaps before we look into a much more permanent position, we try something a little bit more lesser. There are those amongst the Justicars that would allow taking on for another Archon. One not directly connected to our clans. A warrior for you. Yes, I can see that being of use. A position of power, yes. One that we may be able to garner respect from our brethren still within your group. And with hopes that we could see a better outcome. This Miss Pinto, who has stayed with you. Perhaps we could communicate with her directly, if you could introduce us. Things could be arranged. I'll go and talk with my people. And these folks here that we've met with, we can send a message to you about what the decision is. Is that fine? For now. It can be of use. Well, now to the other business. I must turn it over to my friend who needs to speak to you more. Who is your sire? True name. Where did you meet him? What happened? Where were you left? Who raised you? Who taught you everything you know? Can you sense it? Can you sense the... And he'll say a word in Arabic you do not recognize.
Oh. Can you run that last bit by me? I didn't quite get that. Do I recognize what?
Do you have our clan's gift or not? Catif.
Okay, should I answer them from the first question, or do you want me to just skip to that last one?
He's just gonna be staring at you.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Sire, as far as I know is Sylvester, the younger one, younger Sylvester. We just met in New York. We were just hanging out, and then he fucking ate me. Or at least I thought he did. And then I just kind of was on my own, and some creepy shit was happening, and then a really nice group of Rapnos picked me up, and I lived with them for a while, and once I was old enough, they kind of just like, on your way now. When they were sure I wasn't gonna just eat anyone. What were your other questions that were a law?
How did you learn of us? Do you have our gift?
Well, Sylvester, he told me some pretty cool shit. It's the whole. You can tell when time is.
That came out real good. Cool. Real good. 2 quarts of it.
He's actually going to put his hand on your shoulder.
Ooh.
And I have to see how this works. Give me a minute to look up a book.
Dawn is answering questions. She's panicking.
Everyone's reading your mind today.
Mm-hmm. He's doing something else.
Oh, God.
So wait, who's talking to her again?
This is, he has not identified himself. He's the one that's very pale. But also, he's the one that, refers to his brother. Let's see.
Okay, so this is like great-grandpa Brujah.
Yep.
Okay.
Page 77. A couple pages ahead of time. Let's see how this works and what he has to roll. Okay. Cool. Alright. Cool. Manipulation plus security. And I have his stats.
Oh, no.
Manipulation, okay. What effectively is security? They changed it around a lot. What did we say security was? Or is it actual security?
I think it's security. Because that's also lock-picking.
Yeah, that's what I've been using lockpicking with, is that.
I don't... Hold on. I think it's... Let me check.
Or at least last time I picked the lock.
I thought that was lumped in with larceny.
Larceny isn't on our sheet, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's why. So security is replaced with larceny.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's still effectively security.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Wind of willpower. Scare. Okay. So he's going to grab a hold of you.
To, like, security in general, which is
okay. As you, like, you're just going to kind of grab you and kind of reach out his hand for a second and then just kind of stare at you blankly for a minute. You'll answer all my questions now, as long as I need you to answer them. You will notice that only you and him are moving now.
Oh.
Everything, like, around you has just frozen.
Alright, this is pretty cool. Is this... I take it this is... the True Brujah stuff. I can't do this, obviously, but... I think I get it.
Time is merely something we manipulate, we control. I've merely stopped the flow around us. so that we may speak without being interrupted, and that you may speak the truths of you. Now, what do you know of the Tal-Mahira? What do you know about True Blackhand? Have they approached you yet?
I don't think they have. Wait, have they?
As far as you know, no.
Yeah. As far as I know, I have been approached by no one to do with that. Unless they weren't telling me it, in which case it's highly possible. I don't really know. Doesn't sound good.
You should know, we of the blood of the True Brujah, we align themselves with us for our purposes. So if they approach you, be careful of your words. We are both allies and enemies, as with many things in this world. We are allies as long as we need to be.
Yeah. And I'll scratch your back, you'll scratch mine until one of us stabs each other situation.
Masters of time and masters of death are related.
Makes sense. Yeah, I could see it.
It is like many other things around here. For example, he'll pick up a blade of grass. Time can be eternal for something as simple as this, or it can be quite short-lived. Okay. 4. As you see, like, the blade of grass brown in his fingers, and then just deteriorate in the dust as it just kind of falls apart.
Oh. Huh.
In the same way, one of us could go to even a simpler thing and see it go the other way. You have much more power than you think, and I sense that you are not the idiot you make yourself out to be, which is fortunate for us. There's perhaps some intelligence in you yet, and you are not a total loss, even though your sire may be.
Thank you.
You work for us now. You are going to be our eyes and ears within the Camarilla. And if so, I can show you much more than the power you have now. Perhaps I can even help you reclaim some of the blood that was lost to us.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't hear a lot within the Camarilla. Like, I don't really know.
You are friends with powerful people, though. And perhaps it might not take a lot for you to get to a point in time where you will be useful.
I feel like it's more I'm friends with someone who's friends with powerful people.
Look, if this deal goes through, I am going to send a childer of mine, Ibn Khaldun, to be this Justicar. To be this, Archon, as they say. He will be your connection within our clan.
Okay. Doesn't sound too bad.
No. And I must look into Sylvester, an allowance of his blood to go in strange ways. The man is a genius and sees many things, and maybe the TikTok man has a purpose for you.
fuck hope he doesn't, because he's an asshole.
Marlowe must have had you chosen for a reason, or allowed you to be chosen. That man is a master of planning. Each thing he does is a prediction. We knew the Sabbat would civil war a third time. We knew Mithras would fall in London. And we knew the Anarchs would rise. We could see it, all ahead of time, thanks to Marlowe.
Oh.
Maybe you have some of that in you too. An insight. Calculations that you don't even know you're doing. Predictions. Foresight that is useful to us.
I'm weirdly good at guessing things.
And that may be why you are of use. And it's another reason we shall keep you around.
Huh. Okay.
Catif like you are usually killed off in our clan. But you came to us of your own accord. That makes me interested.
Well, if I'm one thing, it's suddenly interesting.
You'll actually notice that it seems as though, like, rather that time is frozen outside you, time is just going incredibly slow. Like, you'll start to notice that there have been actual movements from everybody, but it's incredibly slow. Like, he turned 1 minute in out there into an hour in here.
Oh, he did that.
Technically, there is an even higher level power that would technically stop time outside an area, but he doesn't have that one. He is not that powerful. He's pretty powerful.
Pool over Hades' court, Jesus.
Yes. He doesn't have Pocket Out of Time is the other one. That's the even higher level one. But he has the Hall of Hades' court. Yes, Temporis 7.
Fucking hell.
And the one he showed you before was Control Aging, Temporis 6. Where he had that plant age 50 years.
Oh no, the poor little plant.
50 years kills the most plants. Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're plucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, it could have gotten like 1 year and probably killed it. Not turned to dust, but it would have been dead.
Yeah. I was hoping for the 100, but I've been just one happy with people today. So. It's just my thing. Today, at least. Anyway. Well then. Child. You are under my purview now. I will visit your New York soon enough. And I will teach you a thing or two. Or, you will come to my lair. Come to my town. Perhaps, you'll be helpful there too. If you are looking for where I am, come to Manchester.
Ooh. Yeah, I've only been to England once. It was a whole man.
It is fine for a European country, but we must not be all together in one spot. Hence why al-mutaqim stays here, and I travel there to connect with our European brethren.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Well, it's time for our meeting to end. I have learned enough, and you have now your new job. I must contact Marlowe and see what his reason behind you is, or why he allowed the creation of such things. They say If he wants something to happen, he makes it happen. He knows how to manipulate things to the level that his predictions are always true. A smart man knows how to calculate. An even smarter man knows how to manipulate the calculations to it. That is why I embraced him. And maybe that is why you were allowed. As he's gonna do that thing where he like grabs your chin again and kind of like looks at you over. Perhaps. Go. He's gonna throw you away, kind of push you away again, and kind of move back.
Okay.
Follow your others. You will be contacted, my child. As then he'll kind of put his hand out, and everything will return to normal speed around you.
Oh. My cheeks are sore.
Uh-huh. So, what's your plan? Cock Robin seems vaguely upset about everything, but is ready to leave. Are the rest of you ready to leave?
Well, Dawn is ready to run the fuck out of here.
I'm just following along.
Okay.
We might want to take our second break though a bit early while the parfait comes back.
I didn't know he wandered off. I missed... Oh, because he messaged that he had to wander off. Yeah, let's take our second break early. We'll see how the last part goes then, too. Maybe if we have to do another end early, we'll do another end early or something. Or if we can get into... however long, we'll see what it takes. We'll do what we need to the last part here. Since, we were doing the dawn thing anyway. So we're going to take our second break here. Definitely a little early. If you need a snack, drink, or a bathroom break, go ahead and do it. And we'll be back in a little bit here. And we'll see how things are going post Dawn's dramatic meeting. With true time wizards.
Time wizards, dude.
Uh-huh.
They're crazy.
Mm-hmm. Very crazy. So we'll be back in a little bit.